What if I told you that human consciousness is about to evolve again? That we're on the verge of the biggest upgrade to the human mind since the development of language itself? For 3,000 years, humans have been dominated by beta brainwaves, the frequencies of analysis, anxiety, and overthinking. But a new type of human is emerging. They're called gamma humans, and they represent the next stage of human evolution. They don't think faster than you. They don't think harder than you. They think in a completely different way that makes our current form of consciousness look primitive. And some of them are already walking among us. The consciousness evolution timeline. To understand where we're going, we need to understand where we've been. Ancient humans, the Alpha, Theta era, thousands of years ago. Humans lived in what we now know were alpha and theta brainwave states, the same frequencies. Modern children experience until age 7. These ancient humans were highly intuitive and creative, directly connected to spiritual experiences, living entirely in the present moment, unable to engage in critical analysis, receiving divine guidance through hallucinations. They were like eternal children, imaginative, wonder-filled, but vulnerable. Modern humans, the Beta Revolution. Around 1200 BCE, something revolutionary happened. Humans developed beta brainwaves, 13 to 30 hertz, the frequencies of analytical thinking, self-awareness, and that constant inner voice in your head. Beta waves gave us critical thinking and logical analysis, self-reflection and planning, scientific method and technology, abstract language and complex communication, the ability to question reality itself. But beta dominance also gave us anxiety, overthinking, spiritual disconnection, and the feeling of being trapped in our own heads. The next stage, gamma consciousness. Now we're seeing the emergence of something unprecedented. Gamma waves operating at 30 to 100 plus hertz represent a form of consciousness that integrates everything we've learned while transcending the limitations of beta thinking. What gamma waves actually do? Gamma waves aren't just faster thinking. They represent a fundamentally different way the brain operates. Consciousness binding. Gamma waves bind information from across the entire brain simultaneously, while beta waves process information sequentially, one thing at a time. Gamma waves integrate multiple streams of data instantly. Pattern recognition superpower. Gamma states allow the brain to see patterns and connections that are invisible to beta wave analysis. It's the difference between slowly connecting dots one by one versus seeing the entire picture instantly. Transcendent integration. In gamma states, the usual boundaries between self and environment, logic and intuition, analysis and creativity begin to dissolve. You maintain full analytical capability while accessing transcendent states of awareness. Real-time insight generation. While beta thinking requires time to work through problems step by step, gamma consciousness produces insights and solutions in real time, often appearing as sudden downloads of complete understanding. The gamma human profile. So what would a gamma-dominant human actually look like? How would they differ from us beta wave primitives? Cognitive superpowers, instantaneous pattern recognition. They see connections across vast fields of information that would take us hours or days to analyze. Paradox integration. They can hold contradictory ideas simultaneously without cognitive dissonance. Systems thinking. They naturally understand complex interconnected systems. Creative problem solving. Solutions emerge spontaneously rather than through laborious analysis. Multi-perspective awareness. They can see situations from multiple viewpoints simultaneously. Emotional and social evolution. Reduced ego-driven behavior. Gamma states naturally diminish the sense of separate self that creates conflict. Enhanced empathy. Direct understanding of others' perspectives without losing their own. Stress immunity, gamma. Coherence creates natural resilience to anxiety and overwhelming stress. Authentic communication. less filtering through ego-based fears and social programming. Practical abilities, learning acceleration. They absorb and integrate new information at superhuman speeds. Innovation capacity, constant generation of novel solutions and creative breakthroughs. Decision-making clarity. They see optimal paths through complex situations instantly. Leadership natural. Others naturally follow their integrated wisdom and clarity. How gamma humans would see you as. To understand the magnitude of this evolution, imagine how gamma humans would perceive our current beta-dominated consciousness, painfully slow processing, what takes us hours of analysis. They would understand instantly. Our step-by-step logical thinking would seem as primitive as counting on fingers. Fragmented awareness. We can only focus on one thing at a time, while they naturally integrate multiple streams of awareness simultaneously. We'd seem cognitively disabled by comparison. Emotional reactivity, our tendency to get triggered, defensive, or caught in ego patterns would be as obvious to them as a child, as temper tantrum is to us. Stuck in linear thinking, our inability to see patterns, hold paradox, or think in nonlinear ways would make us seem like biological computers running outdated software. Spiritually disconnected, our separation from transcendent states of awareness would be as puzzling to them as our ancestors. Constant God voices are to us. They wouldn't see us as stupid, just as we don't see children as stupid. But they would see us as operating with a primitive, limited form of consciousness. What would you do with a gamma-enhanced mind? The future of humanity is consciousness itself. And that future starts now.